Hello, Turbo Girl. Nice meeting you in the supermarket.
Hello, teacher. I'm here to help my mother buy a bag of rice.
That is nice of you.
Teacher, I have a question. I can see that on all the bags of rice, there are numbers and letters KG printed on them. What are they for?
Those numbers and the letters KG are there to tell us how heavy each bag of rice is. We can tell how much rice is in each bag by knowing how heavy it is. All objects have mass. The mass of an object refers to how heavy or light the object is. When we want to find the mass of an object, we use a balance or a scale. Heavy objects are measured in kilograms. Kilogram can also be written and read as kg.
So 1 kilogram is equal to 1 unit in mass? Do all objects have masses measured in kilograms?
No, of course not. Smaller objects, such as a small bar of chocolate or a can of soft drink, are lighter, and so they have a mass of less than 1 kilogram. Take a look at some other grocery items in the supermarket and guess if they are lighter or heavier than 1 kilogram.
How do we measure the mass of objects using a balance or a scale?
First, I will show you how to use the balance. In order to use a balance, we need to have a 1 kilogram mass. To measure the mass of a banana, we place the banana on one end of the balance and a 1 kilogram mass on the other. By looking at the balance, we can tell that the banana is less than 1 kilogram. What do you think will happen if I weigh 10 bananas using this balance?
I think the end holding 10 bananas will be lower than the end holding the 1 kilogram mass. This means that 10 bananas have a mass of more than 1 kilogram.
That is correct. By looking at the balance, we know that the end that is lower must be holding the heavier object or objects.
But we still do not know the mass of 10 bananas.
Well, a scale will tell us the mass of 10 bananas. A scale has face with numbers and markings on it. The numbers and markings tell us the mass of the object which is being measured. We place the object which we want to measure on the scale. Then we look at the pointer on the face of the scale. In this case, we put the 10 bananas on the scale. The pointer points to the number 2. That means that the 10 bananas have a mass of 2 kilograms. Why don't you try measuring the mass of this watermelon? A balance can be used to measure mass as well as to compare the masses of two objects. We are comparing mass when we place two objects of different masses on each end of the balance. Can you tell me which is heavier? Can you remember all that I've taught you today?
Yes, I have learned that we can measure the masses of the big and heavy objects using a balance or a scale. We measure heavy masses in kilograms. There are two ways that we can compare the masses of objects. We can make use of the balance to compare the masses of two objects. The heavier object is the one on the lower end of the balance. We can also weigh the objects using a scale first, and then make comparison by looking at the masses.
Excellent work, Turbo Girl.